If you were born on the 9th, the 18th, or the 27th, or if you have a Lifepath 9, you are not learning how to give. 9s are already giving. They're born like that. This is not something that they learn. 9s already have compassion for others. They already see themselves in others. 9s are learning how to say no without feeling guilty. Because 9s, they don't give because they like to. They give because they'll feel guilty if they don't. And this is what they're learning. How to say no without feeling guilty. Because when a 9 denies someone else, they feel guilty because they feel like they're denying themselves. 9s have extremely old souls. They've been there and done that. They've walked the shoes of everybody. The number 9 is the most emotional number because 9s, they feel interconnected to every single human being on this earth, no matter what race that they are. 9s even view animals as humans. And that sounds, I said that wrong. But 9s, they treat animals like they treat people. Like the same compassion that they have for human beings is the same compassion that they have for animals. I don't treat animals like they're humans. I treat them like they're animals. But 9s, they treat everything with some level of compassion because 9s are able to see themselves in everything. And so this is why 9s feel so guilty when they say no to people, because they can feel other people's emotions. They can feel the rejection from that other person. That's why they just give. They don't actually like to. The only thing that's going to fulfill you as a 9 is giving to something that you believe in, giving to a meaningful cause. And so as a 9, you're learning about quality, not quantity. When you're giving out of quantity, you burn yourself out because you're trying to be everything for everybody, even when you don't want to, which builds resentment, which makes you frustrated, which makes you crash out, and what makes people think that you're crazy. I have a lot of 9s in my life, and I have a soul number 9, so I know how y'all feel. As a 9, learn to give with quality. To give with quality means to say no to all the things that are taking you away from your higher cause. As a 9, understand that you have a lot of energy, but you don't have all the energy in the world. All of this energy is supposed to be used towards your ideals or towards your beliefs. You are a dreamer. You are a very idealistic person. And someone who's idealistic is someone who believes the world should be a certain type of way. They think that people should be a certain type of way. They think that they should be a certain type of way. Like I said, they think that the world should be a certain type of way. And so 9s are the least likely to accept the way the world is. And so as a 9, understand that there's not going to be any career out there in the world that's going to motivate you. You want to actually advance the cause of humanity. You want to be able to make the world a better place. And so the only way to not feel guilty for saying no to people is by only giving towards the things that you believe in. And when you save your energy for the things that you genuinely believe in, for the things that actually mean something for you, this is when the guilt will go away. But the reason why you have that guilt is because when you don't give that energy to someone else, now you don't know what to do with it. Now you feel selfish. You are meant to give, but only towards something that you genuinely believe in, because that's when you will be at your highest potential. Your belief is what activates that 9 energy. But when you're giving out of obligation, this is when you're not operating out of abundance. 9s can only abundantly give to causes that emotionally charge them, not somebody, telling them some fucking sob story. And you have this poor 9 that's crying, and they're giving you all their money so they can help you out in this situation. So many people take advantage of 9s. And I was that 9 that got taken advantage of as well. So I know how that shit feels. It's irritating. And it does make you develop resentment and hatred towards those people. It makes you feel like you're being taken advantage of. But I had to realize that it was my fault. The reason why I had no sense of direction in life, the reason why I had no purpose in life, the reason why nothing in the world was meaningful to me, because 9s, it's the hardest for them to find a purpose in life, because 9s have walked, they're like Pisces is. They've walked every single incarnation that there is to have. And so 9s are not surprised or satisfied by anything in this world. And so most 9s, they live very simple, pretty shitty lives because there's nothing in the world that really drives them. And so as a 9, the thing that's going to really drive you the most is pursuing a cause that you believe in. And this is what's going to give your soul fulfillment, giving to that. Even if you're not able to successfully manifest your ideal into reality, just pouring your energy into something that you believe in, this is what genuinely fuels you. And you won't have the energy for the stuff that you truly believe in if you're squandering it on meaningless shit. Like giving homeless people money to buy drugs. I'm not saying that they're going to go buy drugs with it. But I was that person. When I used to be an HVAC technician, all the homeless people knew me because I gave money to one person. And then he came back another time, told me another sob story. Then I took out my wallet, gave him all the money in my pocket. Then more came. And I just kept doing it because I thought that this was my divine, that was the 9 in me. But now I'm giving to something that I actually believe in. And as a 9, when you give to something that you actually believe in, you'll never be drained because it'll give back to you. Because as a 9, your ideals include you as well. When you're being selfless, you're not denying yourself. You're just thinking for the collective. And so as a 9, a big part of your life is just going to be removing the clutter, letting go of all the things that no longer serve you, removing all the people in your life that are not supposed to be there. As a 9, the more emotional attachments you have to this earth, to things that don't serve you, the less energy that you're going to have and the less brain power you're going to have to actually do what you really came here to do. And so the only reason why you have no sense of direction is because something in your life is draining all of your emotional energy. And your emotions is what fuels you as a 9. A 9 without emotions is a bird without wings. To book a reading or to access my numerology book, go to my website, isaiah47.net, and you can also find that in the link in my profile bio. But have a great rest of your day.